Part 2 of the aisle. Going down the path. She just called. I don't think she liked me walking away from here in the middle of her conversation this morning. She wanted to talk about property division. She says that we can come to an agreement without the lawyers sucking up billable hours. I agreed with her but told her that I'm at work right now and there would be time to talk about it later. She insisted because she wanted to know. I told her once again that I can't do it now but there would be time to speak. Then said good morning to the kids and back to work. I can't let my job slip because of all of this. The no negotiations face-to-face is a very good way to go. I think I will try to get her to do that. I do keep a recording of most interactions. Comments. I find it very sad that you left your wife alone and then were surprised that she found someone else who could give her the attention she needed. I don't believe in affairs, emotional or physical, but I can fully understand where she was. It is only through sheer willful decision on my part to not talk with any man who may show even the slightest interest that would lead me into any kind of affair. I'm truly sorry that your wife did not do everything in her power to make sure her allegiance wasn't moved to another man, but I can understand. You are in pain now, but have you thought of the pain she might have been feeling living under the same roof with a man who did not have time for her? OP responds, I do see your perspective that you feel I left my wife alone. But many things led up to that. You have to understand that I was also left alone. I do agree with you that for a while I was emotionally unavailable. But that was after the walls went up. Everyone has the fantasy of making big money. The difference between them and me is I understand the level of commitment that is needed to do that. I didn't work a 9 to 5. It was more like a 8 a.m. till 11 p.m. When I had some time off, was I tired? Sure was. My job is long and stressful, but I took pride that I was providing for my family. My wife and kids have never wanted for anything. We did talk in years past about the hours and the fact that she sometimes felt like a single mother. I told her I had many options for other jobs, however none of them would replace the income. She at that point wasn't willing to take a standard of living change. So, I kept at it. In retrospect, that was poor decision as far as the marriage is concerned. Fact is I wasn't there for many things due to work. She did feel alone. Her feeling alone led to her feeling that I wasn't there, so she created a life without me in it. Then after that I started to resent her for pushing me out of her life. I was shut out emotionally, physically, and just about every other way. I do think that years ago we could have worked it out, but not now. I do see your point that it's natural for her to find emotional or physical support elsewhere, but I never did. I never went outside of our marriage even in my most lonely, darkest hours. I did find other things to get me through it, but they were all constructive, like learning to play a musical instrument, which created its own share of problems. Less time with her. But in the end, it wasn't as her decision to cheat. She made that decision on her own. I can understand why, but that doesn't mean that it's okay. She could have tried to work on the relationship instead of finding support from bad people that only wanted bonding. I do understand that she was in pain. I was too. But in a marriage, that is something that needed to work on together, not with anyone else outside of our marriage with their own selfish need being filled. It wasn't in her boyfriend's best interest to get us back together. So, I have given much thought about her living in the same house with a man that wasn't there for her. I just don't think she has given it the same thought about how I felt. It is in fact a 2-lane road. I tried to get my wife to go to counseling for 3 years. In the last month she went twice. It didn't go very well. She at that point was done, so there wasn't going to be progress. I did go again after that last Wednesday to get information on how to handle the kids. To be totally honest, he likes to listen and is pretty shy on offering advice. I kept asking questions about how to handle the kids, and all he said was it sounded to him like I was saying the right things. I guess I didn't really get much out of it either. I do have another appointment scheduled for tomorrow night, but I am not too sure I'm going. I think the biggest problem is I just don't like the counselor. My insurance covers all but $30, so maybe I will look into a different one. Like all doctors, they all have personalities, and maybe we just don't click. Thank you again for your support. It has been invaluable. Today my STBX is taking the kids camping with my cousin's family. This has been planned for months. The wife and I didn't really speak much yesterday, which is good. They will leave at noon today and will not be back till sometime last Sunday. I still haven't been served with divorce papers yet. So last Tuesday she filed and today is Thursday. I thought it would be faster than 9 days. How long does it take? Kids are with my wife camping till late Sunday night. Friday 7 p.m. and haven't been served yet. Man, I just want to get the ball rolling, and it doesn't seem that I can until I get served. I spoke with the kids this morning. My wife gave them her phone so that they could call. They are all camping and cell service is bad there. My daughter's cell phone won't work, but wife's does. I haven't spoke with STBX since Wednesday. They won't be home till late Sunday. I'm going to leave work early today and go out with my brother-in-law. Maybe going out and trying to have a good time will take my mind off things. My wife is close with my 2 cousins and my aunt. Everyone else is pretty much done with her at this point. I'm going away in a few hours and I'm hopeful to get my mind off it. Exercise seems to really help a lot. Also, a nice glass of wine before bed has become relaxing. I'm positive she filed. I see the check go through the joint account at my bank. I also told her on Wednesday that I haven't been served yet. She told me I was feeding her crap or was ducking the process server. She must have called her attorney on Thursday morning as she received an email from her attorney's paralegal inquiring about the process server. I don't really know if she filed or not and won't know until I get served, but I'm almost positive that she did. I don't think I'm going to spy at all anymore. Part of the 180 is no spying. It isn't doing me any good. I do look around and make sure things haven't disappeared. The only reason I seen the email from her lawyer is we have both of our accounts set up to use Outlook. So, when I receive mail, both of our mail comes in. I think she is using a prepaid cell phone now as she hasn't used any minutes in a week. She is probably afraid I will call the other new boyfriend or screw up that relationship as well. So next week I'm going to give her the choice: either she moves her cell phone to her own account or I'm going to cancel service. I don't know what she is planning, and furthermore I have to stop worrying about it. She is all venom. Went out this weekend and had a good time. I got home about 5:30 and they were back from the camping trip. By 6 p.m. my wife left and I didn't ask where she was going. After she was gone, my son told me she was going out to dinner with John. John is her new boyfriend. So, we just hung out and watched a movie and then went to bed about 9. The kids were all tired from the camping trip. My STBX got home at 1 a.m. I heard her come in. This morning I got up and kissed the kids goodbye and left for work. I didn't see her at all. It's like every day is a new adventure with this girl. She is acting like a teenager. To be totally honest, I don't know where she is finding the energy to keep going at this pace. I have been wondering if she was on some kind of drug, but I haven't seen anything to that effect. At this point I'm paying the bills. I don't give her a cent. Her goal is to get me to move out and she is doing everything in her power to get me to leave. I've told her many times to leave, but she won't. I don't know if she has anywhere to go. I don't know the extent of her new relationship with John. It's a bad situation for me. It isn't that she's moving on. I think she has already moved on a while ago. She is trying to jump from me to someone else as fast as she can. Maybe it's a security thing or a self-esteem thing. I don't know, and I do my utmost to not think about it. Easier said than done, but there is nothing there for me at this point. I don't really see her all too much. She is uncomfortable when I'm there. She was nice yesterday for the 20 minutes she was there. Nice is almost worse than when she's acting like a nut. But I'm not going to leave. I do record most conversations that we have. I'm pretty much positive she tells everyone pretty bad things about me. I only know John's first name. I don't really know anything else. I'm letting her go and she is free to do whatever she likes. I always want to know where the kids are, but when she goes off on her own, that's her business. The poor guy won't see it coming. Unless she gets physical with me, she isn't going to leave. She has been openly going to this guy's house sometimes with the kids. It totally bothers me that I don't know who he is. After all, my kids are there. I truly hope she uses common sense when the kids are with her, but who really knows? I spoke to my lawyer and there is nothing I can do about it, unless she attacks me or one of the kids. She truly believes that she is a great mother, and she is doing a lot of fun things with them this summer, but that's not what I'm talking about. I don't think she is giving them the emotional support they need right now. And believe me, they need it. She is totally gone as a wife and not putting the kids first. She is putting herself. She is being reckless and there isn't much I can do about it. I try to take the kids whenever I can and she is free to do whatever she wants. So today I have another long day at work. My STBX is off today and is spending the day with the kids and her new boyfriend. She called me this morning as I didn't see her before I left for work. She called to tell me she was sorry that she didn't love me. I'm not sure why she would even say that. So, I told her that she didn't owe me any explanation. The marriage wasn't good for either of us or it's time to end it. She did agree. Then she tried to explain herself, but I really didn't want to rehash the past. I'm more concerned about the future, my future without her. I conveyed content and happiness to her. I did bring up that I didn't think she was being very good to the kids as far and bringing them around new boyfriends and such. She just couldn't hear it. She is taking them a lot of places, but she isn't giving them the emotional support that they really need right now. Hopefully she will start to see that, but in the meantime, I will give them that support. It's now 1:37 in the AM. I'm pissed. She called at 12:30 to say she and the kids are spending the night at her boyfriend's house. Like hell you are. I told her to get home with my kids right now. I'm editing up for them to get home. What kind of mother would do this to children this young? I really don't know what to do. Custody is pretty much a losing battle in court, but they would be better off with me. This nut job has totally flipped her wig. She isn't even thinking about our kids at this point. I don't care what she does on her time alone. But you don't do this to young kids. If she wants to hear around, then do it on her own time. Leave our kids out of it. As you can tell, I'm pretty upset right now. When they get home, I'm putting the kids to bed and I'm going off on my STBX. She finally got home at 2:30 a.m. We had some words. I have tried to tell her to get the kids home at a reasonable hour. 2:30 a.m. isn't reasonable hour. Then I told her to sleep on the couch. She's the liar and the bad mother. I'm not sleeping in the basement anymore. I'm still awake wondering what she is going to do. She slept in the basement last night. We fought all morning. She then went to work. I'm tired and so are the kids. I'm doing my best. Life throws a lot of curveballs sometimes. Mom is doing better and is going to be released from the hospital today. Last night after I left the hospital I went home. She came home about 4 and was in attack mode again. So, I told her let's go to the cell phone store and move her phone out of my account. She agreed, thank God. The contract wasn't up on her phone for another 14 months, and for me to end the contract would have been about $500. So, we got that done, thank goodness. Went back home and she just would let up. At this point I haven't really slept in a few days and just needed a good night's sleep. So, since I had the kids this weekend, I decided that me and kids would spend the night at my parents' house. I had to get up early and take them to my sister-in-law's, and they will spend the day with her and her kids. This whole divorce process is totally draining. I never imagined it would be this rough. My emotions still are all over the place, which I get mad at myself. After everything that has happened in the last few months, I could only imagine that I would hate her. Sometimes I do and sometimes I teeter the other way. Just keep going. I don't really know the status of their relationship. She has been out with him many times, sometimes until 4 a.m. So, I can only assume that it's physical. I don't know if he is serious about her or just using her for a piece of ass. They are spending the weekend out of town this weekend together. If she left I wouldn't allow her to take the kids, so I don't think she would go move there. So today I work all day and the kids are going to spend the day with my sister-in-law and her kids. They have a party to attend for my cousin's birthday and they will have a good time. I think I have the story on my STBX. She flew out yesterday to Philadelphia to be with her boyfriend. They spent the night Friday night and today will attend a wedding for someone that he knows. They will spend the night tonight and I think they are both driving back Sunday. I think her drove there earlier in the week. So, she won't be home until late Sunday or even early Monday morning. So, I think tomorrow I will have the whole family over at my house and we can have the kids swim and maybe do a cookout. It might be the last time my family can get together at my house. As things start to heat up with the divorce process, having them over will become difficult. My family at this point is totally done with my wife after everything that has happened. None of them want to even see her. They know about what she has been saying and they are pretty upset. The kids and I had a great weekend. They got some much needed sleep the past few days. They seemed like themselves for the first time in a while. I had all of my family over and we had a cookout. The kids swam in the pool and played and had a good time. After everyone left, they both took baths and then we relaxed and watched Cars 3. We all went to bed at 9:30 p.m. I had a good night's sleep and woke up at 6 a.m. Looked around and my STBX still wasn't home yet from her weekend away with her BF. So, I took a shower and got ready for work. I waited till 7 a.m. and then decided to wake the kids up because I would have to take them to my mom's as I had to be at work at 8:30. They got up and then I waited until 7:30 and she still wasn't there. I didn't call my ex, I just got the kids in the car and we started driving to my mom and dad's. She then called at 7:45 that she was home and where were we? I told her she wasn't there and I'm taking them to my parents. She got into a huff and puff again and said that she will go to my parents and pick them up and if my mom gives her any crap then she will call the police. I can't have my parents deal with that crap, so I double backed and we met up. She took them to her friends who watches the kids all the time. So much for easy divorce. I'm seriously thinking about fighting for custody. I found out that on last Tuesday while they were over at my STBX's boyfriend's house that my ex and her BF left the kids and went to a bar. She left my kids with this guy's 20-year-old son. I wanted to go nuts. I don't know who her BF is, yet alone who his son is. He could be some kind of sicko for all I know. She is not using good judgment and is only thinking about herself. My mom was just in the hospital last week. I can't drop them there and they have them deal with my wife's crap. I don't think it would have been fair to my parents. They are older and should have to deal with that kind of thing. By deal I mean my wife showing up and the police and such. My STBX is really flipped out. She is once again in a fog from her new boyfriend. She is texting me now saying that she wasn't me to not stay there. I told her that I'm staying in the house until things are finalized. This NJ thinks I'm staying there for her. She doesn't even realize that I'm staying there because God knows what will happen if I'm not there with the children. I have help when I need it. I'm blessed that I have a great family to lean on at times such as this. So far this has been one hell of an experience. I'm really glad that I have been posting to this board. The advice that I have received here has been a real help. Soon the lawyers will step in and get the whole process moving along. My first date in court is October 8th. I'm sure we will all sit down to try to work things out first. The only true reason I want to know who and where the OM is for that way if something ever happened. I know where to go to get the kids. I have spoken with my lawyer yesterday about it and he agreed that there is nothing to do until I feel they are in danger, which would have to be proven and not just me feeling that way. Every indication that my STBX gets about my still and it fuels her to do more harm to me. It's like she gets off on trying to hurt me any way she can, throwing her affair in my face. I think the best way to handle the situation is to honestly, not care, keep the 180 going. My daughter slipped and said his last name. I got everything now, address where he works, the whole bit. Today I was off work and the kids and I spent the whole day together. We had a great day. I took them shopping for school clothes and for things like that. I took them out to dinner and they seemed normal. We came home about 6 p.m. House was empty and I kind of figured it would be. She called my daughter's cell phone at 7:30 and told her she was going to spend the night at her BF house in Indiana and that she would be home at 7:30 a.m. I kind of figured she would because Saturday morning she is taking the kids on our family vacation to Orlando and won't get to see the OM all of next week. My guess is she will most likely spend the night there tomorrow night as well. We will have to see if I'm right. I could see instantly that my daughter was sad about it. I will do my best with the kids as my STBX isn't taking their feeling into account at all. It's all about her at this point. She really has been done for a while. It's tough being the other party who has to play catch up. As far as going away, that would mean leaving the kids and I won't do that. It would be really great if she really fell off the deep end and left the kids also. I think she sees the kids now as a meal ticket and won't do that. This is going to be an emotional struggle for some time. Maybe I'm a totally idiot, which is a possibility, but I honest to God never knew she felt this way. I'm sure she tried but I didn't get it. At least didn't get the fact that she was thinking about throwing it all away. I do work a lot and have been honest about that. I've offered to do something else but she was happy with her standard of living and didn't want that to change. You can't have that both ways. She in the last 4 years have had blowouts with everyone. First it was her mother 4 years ago. While on vacation at her mother's she had a huge blowout which led to her not speaking to her mother for 3 years. They do talk now but it isn't the same. I do still talk to her mom and stepdad. They feel bad for me but they already know she's done and they know that anything they say to my ex won't change her mind. Then she had a blowout with my sister or nonsense. My sister and my ex were the best of friends for 10 years. Then my sister-in-law and last she had the biggest problems with my mother. My mother tried to talk to me at the time but I felt the need to back my wife up. My ex is creative in telling how things went down and I did believe her. Now that I speak to my mom every day I know better. Now I guess it's my turn for her wrath. She is hurting deeply inside and I would love to help her. I just don't know how. She really is on her own island now feeling the effects of what she has done after all these years. She wouldn't go to therapy or go to marriage counseling. I can't help someone who feels everyone else is in the wrong and it's never her. When I was trying to resolve things that she would leave the door open but never really tried to resolve things. All she would say is she wanted some time alone to figure out how she felt. I gave her 2 weeks. Then when I moved back, she was upset that I didn't give her any time. It was very confusing at the time. Now I realize that she just wanted me on the hook in case her fling didn't work out. Well, I'm out for cake eating. I don't think even now as I type this, she thinks I'm done. I really thinks if she believes if she just snapped her fingers that I would come running back. That's not the case. Doesn't really matter. What does matter is that I'm done now and am making peace with it. It won't happen overnight but every day it gets easier. She's defiantly angry. Rage is a better way to define it. My problem is how did I not know who I was living with for 13 years? She will try to destroy anyone who gets in her way. Now comes the problem when I'm out of the picture, who will she have left? New guy or maybe the kids. My daughter at times can be very mouthy. I worry that after the divorce is done, she will lash out at her. I will have to always be on guard for that. Family counseling could help that even though my opinion on that at least after my 3 visits weren't positive. Right now is okay because my daughter is really afraid of my ex. She is afraid to tell me things and feels the need to tell my ex everything I say. Knowing all this I'm okay with it and I'm careful what I say. She came home at 6:30 p.m. Started crap again in front of kids. She said she was going to John's because I was here. I told the kids she is welcome to stay. I will be in the basement. In the end she left again at 7 p.m. Pissed me off that she told the kids she was leaving because of me. She left because she wanted to. I talked to the kids and then took them for a nice bike ride. Little exercise will do us good. This is her second boyfriend. I have all the info on the new guy but want anything to disrupt it. I broke up the first affair but all she did was replace the first guy with a second. Last night she shown no concern for the kids to what she was saying in front of them. So, I'm going to speak up and set the record straight with the kids then. I'm not holding back on anything. I told my STBX that all we have to discuss is the kids and scheduling. Everything else is up to the lawyer. Last night was the first time I seen her in a week, so I knew she would lash out. She was looking for a fight but all I did was counter her attacks with level-headed thinking. I try to avoid her at all costs. Bad for me and the kids. I try to balance the divorce out, taking care of the kids and working a lot at a very stressful job all at the same time. This is the most I have ever had on my plate at one time. I try to eat at least once a day and get the best sleep I can. I got home at 10 last night after work. She called me at work at 9 p.m. and told me to not come home. I said that I would be home and that's it. When I got home, she was packing her and kids' bags as they are leaving Sunday morning early to go to Orlando. That vacation has been planned for 4 months as we go there often for a family vacation. So, I didn't speak to her and I went to the basement, played some guitar and watched TV till 1 a.m. I just couldn't sleep at all last night. My mind raced all night. I'm worrying about this vacation. I don't think she or the kids are up for it to be honest. But my STBX being the princess that she is won't miss it. The airfare and hotel are all paid up but she will be on her own for park tickets and food. I will not give her money. I did give the kids last night some money so that they could buy things if they wanted to. I'm sure my ex won't buy them anything and say it's because I didn't give her money. I feel kind of left out and abandoned today. I have to snap out of it. The emotionally roller coaster ride continues. She just sent me a text asking about the settlement which we discussed. I just replied I will have to consult my lawyer. Then she texted saying that she will have her lawyer draw it all up and then give it my lawyer to review. I have mixed feelings about it now. A loose agreement was she keeps the cash she already has, keeps the house with the equity, keeps her car and all the furniture. I keep the cash, I have my car and some small household items, like one TV, the computer, things like that. Retirement account will be left out of it. Joint custody and a visitation schedule in writing. My only stipulation is she has to waive spouse support. I'm mixed in that if I fight her all the way I will get more up front as far as money from the sale of the home. But she will surely get spouse support. But if she remarries or lives with a guy, then that would by law stop. It is better to take my financial lumps up front and then move on without having to contend with spouse support, or is it better to split it all up and then roll the spouse support dice? I'm thinking at this point better to make the deal if it would go through and then move on. Side benefit would be the kids could go home to their same home every night. Not to say that after it's final she would put it on the market and make a quick sale. I thought long and hard about Orlando. Actually, agonized over it. In the end I didn't think I was up to it. My kids wouldn't have had a good time with all that's happening. I don't think they will have a good time with their mother either. Orlando sounds fun, but standing in line for 12 hours a day in 95-degree heat and 90% humidity takes a toll. My mental and physical state right now mixed with I miss mommy for a week. I decided that passing this vacation would be best. I was surprised when my wife said that she was taking them but that her call. The kids got home from Florida on Saturday at 7 p.m. I got home at about 9. Kids were tired and already in bed. I talked with them for a few minutes each but wanted them to get some sleep. I spoke with my STBX for about 5 minutes, mostly about the kids' schedule for the coming week. Then she said she was leaving. She went to her boyfriend's. I had a few bets with some family members that she would. Most thought she wouldn't because after a long week she would be tired and not want to drive to Indiana. BF lives about 90 minutes away, so I won a few bucks. She won't be home until Monday night after work. We got up in the morning and I chatted with them, and then we decided to go to a fun land. Skee ball and go-karts and laser tag, things like that, and had a good time. We stopped on the way home and had some dinner and then went home. When we got home my daughter just started crying. Where's mommy when she is coming home? I almost wanted to cry with her. I tried to console her and make her feel better. I get really angry for the way my STBX is acting and how it's affecting the kids. I feel overwhelmed but will keep going. I think her affair been going on a few months. She is looking for her next sugar daddy. I think she now realizes that my financial support is gone. She is looking for someone to take care of her. Will he? I don't know, as all guys are different. I know that I'm done with her and am going to keep moving forward with the divorce. I really do try not to think about the We were married for 13 and together for 15 years, and the thought of her doing this hurts. The thought of her doing this with my children downright makes me furious. Seems like she is looking to blend her side with his. She's trying to latch on any way she can. I've spoke with her mom and stepdad a few times in the last few months. My ex hasn't had a very good relationship with them in the past. She has done the things to them that she is doing with me in the past. Her father-in-law has totally wrote her off 5 years ago. Her mom understands to my side of things. She told me that she has tried to speak and talk some sense to my ex. But like my words, her mom's just fell on deaf ears. There is nothing her mother can do to make my ex see things as they are. I don't think she wants to talk anymore, as she is really bothered by it all. Her mom lives in South Carolina, so meeting with her is almost impossible. They think what she is doing is wrong, but they also know there is nothing they can do. I got home last night at 9 p.m. My STBX picked the kids up at my mom's at 4. Then off to Indiana she went. I got home at 9:30 p.m. She didn't get home with the kids until 11:50 p.m. The kids went to bed. I was already in bed half asleep. She unlocked the bedroom door and turned on all the lights. Was yelling, telling me to just leave. I told her to go back to her BF, and if she wasn't happy then to just sleep there. After 5 minutes of venom, she retired to the downstairs couch. She talked to her BF for the next hour. She was mad and was venting to him. I got up at 6:30 and got a shower and dressed as I worked today all day again. Went downstairs and she was up. More venom, but I just tried to ignore her. Everything that she has done in the last months has been about her getting me to leave the house and not come back. She is running out of ideas. After I left, her BF called the house phone. We have a service, so it sends a message to my phone when there is a call. Since 7:15 a.m. and 9 he called the house phone 4 times. I'm not sure why. He has never called the house phone before. But good news is I now have his cell phone number. I'm not sure what she's planning tonight, but I'm expecting the worst. Maybe they are having a fight. Why would he call my house phone? Don't know, but I'm sure I will find out later on today. I will be on guard when I get home, as I'm sure they're plotting. I know that her main goal is to get me gone. I don't know how he fits into all of this at this point. He has his own house and kids. He doesn't need my house. Is he trying to be her knight in shining armor coming to her rescue? I don't know. I think she is putting a lot of pressure on him at this point. How will he react to that pressure is anyone's guess. My wife is looking for someone to take care of her, so she's willing to do just about anything to make sure he's going to be there for her. She has demonstrated this many times in the past. We will see what happens when I get home tonight. I have everything in place for myself if she does something stupid like row or has the BF confront me. I have another place all set up at my parents' with some cash in the rare case I'm restrained. I've been thinking of calling OM for weeks. I'm not going to at this point. I don't think anything good will come of it. I don't want her back, so breaking up her thing isn't going to help my position. I have all the info I need at this point. The rest will come in time. If she feels secure and this guy will be there for her, then I will make her fight less in the divorce settlement. She wants it done and over with. So, if I can use this to my advantage during the divorce, then I will. I can always call him later if I find out that not the case. My comment, Part 3 ending will come tomorrow morning. Let's see how OP will do for divorce. See you in the ending.